Hey, what is up? This is Coach O. Yes, I'm coming back at you. Guess what we're doing today? It's back and biceps, baby. Oh, yes. Listen, join me in this workout. You don't want to miss it. All right, so we're going right into what we call a low row. So I'm going to perform a hip hinge. I'm going to place my hands right here at my waist. I'm going to push my butt back. My back is going to remain straight. My navel is sucked into my spine. We want to keep that spine in a neutral position, all right? So if I sag my stomach, that's going to allow my spine to kind of move in there, and that's where you're going to get some lower back or spinal injuries, all right? So here we go. Suck it in, hip hinge, right there. Now I'm going to perform one arm or a single arm low row. Now I like to bridge myself here, so I'm going to place one hand across my lap, and that opposite hand is going to be in front of my knee here, so you can see that. And then we're going to drive that elbow back, keeping it nice and tight to the side of the body. We're going to perform 2 sets of 10 reps on each arm. Here we go. And relax. Go ahead and come up to that upright position. Now I recommend coming up to that upright position in between these sets because sometimes when you're leaning forward, you do tend to get a little lightheaded. So if you do feel that lightheadedness again, please have a seat and drink some water, all right? It should subside after a few moments. If it doesn't, please discontinue your exercises, all right? Here we go. Let's go into that hip hinge again. Going into that second set, feel that stretch in that upper back, and we're gonna drive it back. Now we're driving that elbow back as if something's on our back and we don't want it on our back. So we're trying to give it the elbow right there. At the same time, we're squeezing those muscles, bringing that shoulder blade toward the center of our spine. And relax. Now I am using 5 pounds and I normally would work out with a little bit more than a 5-pound weight. However, it doesn't matter about the weight, it's about the feeling, all right? So we wanna make sure we're feeling what we're doing. So if you're not feeling it, especially in those lat muscles here and that upper back in this area here, we need to make some adjustments. Here we go. So we're going into that second side. I'm gonna turn to the other side. Gonna brace myself, going into that hip hinge. Navel is sucked into the spine. Extend that arm slightly front end on an angle so you feel that stretch in the lat muscle and drive it back. And relax, relax. All right, great job. So we have one more set here on this left side. So at the bottom here, I'm gonna feel that stretch. I'm really just opening my back and then closing my back. Open the back and then close the back, all right? The arm is just facilitating the handle here so that I can hang on. And again, it's not a clenched tight fist here I'm using to hold this weight. I want to relax so I can focus on the muscles that I'm targeting. Here's our second set. And relax, relax. So that is a low row, predominantly targeting that lat muscle coming down from under the arm all the way down the side of the body, ending right here around the mid or lower waist, all right? So now we're gonna go into upper back. We're gonna be doing some high row. So again, we're going with that single arm. I do have 2 weights here. We're gonna be getting into those biceps a little bit later. But right now we're going into that high row, focusing on that upper back, a little bit of the rear delt muscle here, and the teres minors, teres majors that come down here under the arm. All right. So again, I'm going back into that hip hinge. You'll probably see this one better from the front view. So I'm going to hip hinge here, coming forward. I'm going to bring my weight from center to outside. Again, we're going to perform 2 sets of 10 repetitions on each arm. All right. Now, this particular exercise, we cannot do as much weight as we can with the low row. So I recommend, again, to attenuate your weight for this particular exercise. Here we go. Hip hinge, navel into the spine. Exhale on all squeezes. Back to center. And relax, relax. Again, very important. We're moving that weight a little bit farther up on that body. So as you're doing that hip hinge, there's a little more load on the lower back. So very important again to have that hip hinge motion right here. Navel is sucked into the spine and make sure you're breathing. Now, I will say this, you may have to practice holding your navel to your spine in the mirror first, all right? Maybe a few times, because it is something that you do have to contract those abdominal muscles for a moment, all right, and then get into that movement, all right? So I do recommend practicing that and breathing at the same time. Here we go for that second set. And relax, relax. Now notice at the top of my position, I'm not trying to bend my wrist to make it look like I'm getting height here on this. I'm keeping my wrist nice and straight, bending, hinging at the elbow here and the shoulder, all right? Everything's still straight here. I'm not trying to tuck that wrist up into my forearm, all right? So just like that. Let's take it to the other side and get those last 2 reps out of the way. Here we go. Hip hinge, navel to the spine. Now I'm using this hand here as my position. And relax, relax. Now working out with weights is about the movement and about the feeling, all right? So if you ever think about a hydraulic press, there's continuous pressure, all right? And that's how I wanna focus on my squeeze, all right? So keeping that continuous pressure, there's no jerking, there's no movement like that, all right? Just nice continuous pressure. Think about a hydraulic press, those little diggers or backhoes that you see out there, and they're using those hydraulic presses, and you hear that motion. That's your breathing as you exhale and squeeze on those muscles, all right? So here's that second set. Let's practice that. Here we go. Hip hinge, navel out, navel to the spine, and work. And relax, relax. There we go. You can feel those muscles starting to tighten up a little bit. And again, always trying to work on keeping that posture the same, pulling those shoulders back as you're walking around. It's going to help, again, along with your workout. All right. So now we're going to go into some bicep work. All right. So we're going to do some bicep work. We're going to do some hammer curls, where we're going to keep that weight in a neutral position and raise it out to the front. And then we're going to do some regular bicep curls, okay? Again, we're gonna perform 2 sets of 10 repetitions on both of those exercises. I'm gonna go ahead and collect my second weight, and we're going right into those hammer curls. Again, no unnecessary movement up and down. And relax, relax. Those biceps are working the outer part of the head here and the outer part of the arm on that bicep muscle here. So again, making sure we're squeezing at the top and exhaling. Now I breathe in through my nose and exhale out of my mouth, all right? You can breathe in throughout your mouth, but sometimes it causes a little extra dryness in the mouth and make you have to drink more water. Which could be a good thing, but then again, you may have to go to the restroom. So I recommend trying to breathe through the nose and exhale out of the mouth. Let's go to the second set. Here we go. And relax, relax. So you can feel that burn in that bicep muscle. Again, that is a clue, that's called a clue, that we're working the target muscle. So if you feel it somewhere like right here in your forearm, we really have to start adjusting what we do. And most of the time, if it is in the forearm, I'd recommend you just grab 2 little washcloths and wrap it around your dumbbells. And that's gonna give you a bigger grip, something bigger to hang on to. So that's gonna also help you build your forearm muscle, especially if you have tennis elbow and things like that. But it's also gonna help you to relax that muscle a little bit so that you can focus on the bicep, all right? So just some little tips for you right there. Now I'm gonna turn this way and go into a regular bicep curl. I'm going to rotate these or supinate these, my arms here, and we're gonna curl it up and back down. We're gonna do that 2 sets of 10 repetitions. Now, my idea here is I'm gonna hold my weight towards the inside because I'm gonna try and get some of the weight here to help supinate my hand to keep it to the outside. And also, as I come to the top, I'm going to have this little bit of a turn toward the inside at the top of that motion, squeezing on that bicep right here, all right? So here we go. And relax, relax. This second set I'm gonna perform to the front so you can see some of those movements here in the wrist as I'm rotating that weight at the top position, all right? So we're going right into that second set of 10 repetitions. Come on, stay with me, you got this. Here we go. Let's go to work. Soften the knees. And relax, relax, relax. I'm gonna set these weights down here and go over something real quick, a very good point for you to finish up this particular workout. We maintain those soft knees because of blood flow. We wanna allow that blood to flow freely through our body. If we push our knees and lock them out, we can have some constriction on blood flow, all right? And as we're squeezing on these muscles, we're increasing our heart rate, and we need that blood to circulate through that body as fast as it can, all right? So we don't wanna have to pass out by constricting our blood flow. So again, keeping those knees very soft. That's your workout for the day. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for joining me on that workout. Listen, oh man, again, turning those muscles on. The more muscles we turn on, the more calories we burn outside of the gym. Again, with all exercise programs, please make sure you contact your doctor or your physician to have approval before you start.